Psalm 35 is a Psalm of David. It says, "Contend, O Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. Take up shield and buckler. Arise and come to my aid. Brandish spear and javelin against those who pursue me. Say to my soul, I am your salvation. May those who seek my life be disgraced and put to shame. May those who plot my ruin be turned back in dismay. May they be like chaff before the wind, with the angel of the Lord driving them away. May their path be dark and slippery, with the angel of the Lord pursuing them. Since they hid their net for me without cause, and without cause they dug a pit for me. May ruin overtake them by surprise. May the net they hid entangle them. May they fall into the pit to their ruin. Then my soul will rejoice in the Lord and delight in his salvation. My whole being will exclaim, who is like you, O Lord? You rescue the poor from those too strong for them, the poor and needy from those who rob them." We're going to stop there. This is a little longer psalm. Contend with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight against me. What does the Bible say about revenge? Anyone?
Yes.
Yeah, what does it say?
It said that the long days are even
We
Yeah.
should leave room for God to revenge for us.
Okay. Isn't that exactly what David is doing here in this psalm? By asking God to do what we in our own anger would do. Somebody's fighting me, what am I likely to do? Fight back. Anyone want to demonstrate that for us today?
Pac-Man, you ready?
Yeah, we're that man.
Michael's not here. He is the first choice, huh? Yeah, if somebody is doing something, you feel like you need to defend yourself and fight back. Okay? But in this psalm, David says, God, you fight for me. So, have you ever prayed this way? I want everybody to think about that. Have you ever? We read psalms like this. This isn't the only one. The Bible talks this way. But do we pray this way? Do we say, God, please fight my enemies for me? Why do we feel that it's my job to fight? Think about that. Jeff, I know you can fight too, right? Yeah, we all can defend ourselves. Why? Who's stronger, me or God? And who can defend me more correctly, me or God? Why is it so bad for me to defend myself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your own flesh, your desire will not carry you right. And then your anger will lead you to destruction sometimes. Yeah. But if you give your problem to God, even if somebody is attacking you and you say, God, I give my problem to you, protect me from this evil act, I think is the best way.
In addition to that, we have limitation to the strength that we have.
Okay.
Our strength has limits. If I say I'm fighting for myself, somewhere I'll be tired, I will not even go far. Yeah, so God has no limit. When He fight for you, fight and will come to end.
Okay.
Yes. But I got probably somewhere I want to ask.
Okay.
What I think as a Christian, when you leave from outside, you get at your home somebody that is not equal to your children or your son. You beat on your son and you got there, you see the action. You think he was trying to say, God come for me. It is
Okay, so I come to you.
Yeah. Come on now.
It's like you are not going to just wait, but you're going to be patient. You're going to lodge complaint to committed people or whosoever that's going to be around you, so that you can weaken a person's power. Because if you go to investigation now, somebody who picking at you will not get anything to say to defend himself.
Exactly, and we're very likely to do two things wrong when we do this. Because when we do this, we are doing what Jesus warned us not to, when He said, do not judge, or you will be judged. So you rush into a situation without knowing everything, and you make a decision based on, you know this person, your family, you don't know this person, so you immediately take the side of someone, whereas God is an impartial judge, and He knows everything. So when He judges justly. And the other thing is then, when we take it into our own hands, we're finding fault with someone else, and then because we're judging them, we often go so far that we ourselves, our sin ends up being worse than the person that we're finding fault with. Because we can justify ourselves, and our heart isn't right. So this type of prayer is all about our heart being right, and trusting God, and leaning not on our own understanding. Now, of course, this is not saying that if someone is attacking your family, your friend, whatever, that you should never do something physically. Of course, it doesn't mean that. But what is the attitude of my heart? I saw two people fighting once in a, this is in a market, in a store in the U.S. Did I just stand there and do nothing? No, I did. In fact, I ran at them. What I saw is one man, he ran past me to this person in front of me, and he jumped on him, and he started beating him in the head. And, you know, you're not prepared for what to do in a case like that. But you are if in your heart and in your prayers you're thinking about it ahead of time. So, I didn't just stand there and let him beat him. I physically ran and I grabbed him. But the whole time I was yelling, and I was yelling loud. And I didn't think about what to yell. But you know what I yelled? It's still, I laugh when I think about it today. I yelled, "No one's going to jail today!"
Nobody no one to jail.
I said, "Stop! No one's going to jail today!" They both calmed down. And do you know when it was over? Well, and then the store manager came running. You know, it was a woman and she was very concerned. She's like, "What happened?" And I shop in this store all the time, so she recognized me. I said, "It's okay." She said, "I'll call the police." I said, "No, it's okay." And I took them outside, and I even prayed with them. Now, is it always going to go that way? No.
No.
But you see conflict here in Liberia all the time. Are you just going to stand there and do nothing? No. But what is your mind? What is your heart? You don't look at somebody and say, look, you beat that, because the man that he hit, he had some blood coming down his head. Was I going to say, look, you made him bleed, now I'm going to make you bleed, and punch him hard? No. No. This confidence that David has in the Lord is the confidence we need. And that last verse we read, I think, is the most important when he said, you rescue the poor from those too strong for them, the poor and needy from those who rob them. So now we're talking about somebody robbing you. You're poor, someone robs from you, and what is David's confidence? The Lord will rescue. In Liberia, I think everyone in some way feels that they're being robbed. They're being robbed of opportunities for work. They're being robbed of money that comes into Liberia, and it doesn't seem to do any good for Liberia. And once again, we have a psalm that was written for Liberia. And what a great way to end this section, to say, God, you rescue the poor and needy from those that are much more powerful. Because there is nothing we can do about it, is there? So are we going to take it into our own hands? Should we have another coup in Liberia? No. Because what have we learned? Every time that happens, those that rise up, their sin becomes greater than the group they were getting rid of. And if you rise up against your government and say it's corrupt, you will become much more corrupt than they are. I promise you. Anything else you want to say?
I was looking in my Bible about revenge because it has some table of contents where I can do that.
All right.
And in Romans 12, it has a lot of information on that, and I'll read a part of it. But it has more than this, but I'll read a part of it. And it says, "Dear friends, never avenge yourselves. Leave that to God, for it is written, I will take vengeance, I will repay those who deserve it, says the Lord. Instead, do what the scriptures say. If your enemies are hungry, feed them. If they are thirsty, give them something to drink, and they will be ashamed of what they have done to you. Don't let evil get the best of you, but conquer evil by doing good." And I think that's so interesting, because I know in looking back in my life, I've seen how I think I've done that successfully sometimes in small ways. You know, fighting or not fighting someone who is sort of frustrated or angry at you, or doing something bad to you just by smiling and being happy. And I've also seen how someone has done it to me too, and I have realized that I am ashamed of my feelings, bad feelings. But it's just it's a good way to it's a good chapter to get some information on.